Hey guys, good morning. My girls are gonna be mad at me because I don't know if you know it or not, but cows know how to tell time, especially dairy cows. And right now is my milking time, but they're just gonna have to wait a few minutes because I've got to show you something. Right now I am standing in and cutting so many spider webs in half, but I am standing amongst my Floret Zinnia patch, and this is probably the most majestic it's gonna look because I didn't cut on it much last week because I missed a market, and I'm about to cut every single stem for this week's market. So I just had to make the time, for one, to document this for me, because I'm not very good at remembering to do that. I'm always just busy doing a task. And I want to remember what these look like because they're beautiful. And I invested in this series. I'm gonna be saving so many seeds this fall, but I invested in this and I want to document it. This first patch is precious metals, and a lot of them so far are singles, but hopefully as the season progresses, they get more fully double, and even if they don't, it's okay. So this is, it's got like both pink and a kind of champagne color, but the bottoms are these papery. It's like a totally different texture. It's almost like grainy, and it's got a hint of green on the bottom. Ooh, this one's cool. This one is a pink and cream kind of ombre. And once again, the bottoms have these papery, metallic almost edgings. There's not a whole lot of variation in color in this one. It's pretty much shades of pink. This is a hint of pink, but almost like champagne. Yes, my fingernails are dirty. Yes, they're always like this. Yes, I shower. Yes, it doesn't come out. Just had to put that out there. This one's kind of funky. It's got petals coming out of the center, but not on the side. Here's a smaller variation, kind of a medium-sized flower, but most of them are this large size. So just judging so far, I mean, I don't want to judge it because these have been blooming for about 3 weeks. So this is pretty much their prime. Now sometimes they'll get more full, but typically the plants start to get diseased at this time. I can see some rust on the edges, and that's fine. If I want to harvest zinnias all season long and I want them to be perfection, I would plant 3 different successions. I would start early April for one transplant. Then I would either start or direct seed beginning of May, and then I would start or direct seed beginning of June, and then that way you have prime zinnias the whole season. Do I always get around to doing it by the book? No. But I at least have 2 successions this year, and that's good enough for me. But if you're wanting to have perfect zinnias and the foliage not die and they not get powdery mildew and they not have bugs, you got to keep planting because they're just prone to that. So that was precious metals. Not a whole lot to see thus far, but I'm going to keep you updated. And for my own record, I'm going to keep taking these videos as the season goes on. Next up is Victorian Wedding, and these are some of my favorite little ones. These are the size of Oklahoma zinnias, if you're familiar with that variety. They're smaller and a lot of them are fluffy, and I love it. They're coming in various shades of like pink, champagne, blush. All of these are similar. Some buttercream, which is one of my faves. I love a yellow and orange and a pink. So a lot of these colors are my favorite. And I'm going to say that 100 times throughout this whole thing because everything is my favorite. These are kind of ombre. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but if it would focus on the right flower, there we go. It's kind of a lighter pink, almost cream on the top, and then it fades to a darker pink in the bottom, and it's beautiful. Oh, here we go. A lot of these in the Victorian wedding, they're a smaller bloom. Very, goes very well with the big ones, blends in. Plus you can stuff a bunch in a jar because they're smaller and they're cute. And a lot of them, like most of them, are fully double, which is awesome because that's what we're all here for, right? We like the puff balls. A couple of them are pretty cool. They're like almost ombre. The center petals are lighter and then it gets darker as they go down the flower. I love these. This one, I mean, beautiful. All of these are pretty. So I'm definitely going to be growing that one again. I'm going to be growing all of these, but if I have to like narrow some down, this one makes the list. Next up is one I was kind of shocked that I was going to love because when she showed the colors on her Instagram or YouTube, I can't remember where I saw it, they were like hot colors, but I'm not really having that. I mean, the pink, there are some hot pinks, but a lot of these are like a soft color and they're beautiful. It's the unicorn mix. These work super well if you're taking them to market, because farmers market customers are different than like floral arrangement customers. So if you're doing weddings, these are amazing because they're the soft, pretty, feminine colors. But in this unicorn mix, you get some punches of bright colors, which is what brings farmers market customers. And usually they like the bright colors. So I like this mix. Let me show you. Isn't this beautiful? It's like vintage almost. It's like the Queen series almost, but 100 times better because I don't like Queen Lime Red. I don't know what it is about it. It just looks dirty. But this one is in the similar color family, but so much better. Plus it's fully double, like a little cupcake. And here's another. And here's a little brighter. See, it's like a hot pink almost. I'm not mad at it. I like when it throws up random, even if it's not supposed to be in there. This one's pretty cool. Little ombre. But my favorite color in this mix is the peach. It's got like pink towards the center and orange on the outside. And it's absolutely beautiful. And most of the ones in the unicorn mix are fully doubles, so that's exciting. If you're looking for little puffy ones, this is the mix for you. There's also one in here that's almost just like Queen Lime Blush or Queen Lime, but like softer, kind of, is how I would describe it. Let me show you. Look at that beauty. Doesn't it just look vintage? I love it. It's so soft and pretty. It's got like green center and then it fades. I love that one. Next is Alpen Glow, and it's kind of similar to Precious Metals, but honestly a little bit better. I like these better. It's a nice big flower, like the whole size of my palm really, and it's varying shades of pink and blush and champagne, and a lot of them are fully double or semi-double. But even when they're singles, they're still beautiful. Like this makes a statement. The petals are like nice and wide and pretty, and I still like it. This one, it's pink towards the center and it gets gold on the outside. Beautiful. This one's more of a double. And these are the softest little baby pink. So there is some variation in size. Some are more of the medium sized, and then some are the really big size flower heads. So there is a little bit of variation, but not too much. And then most of them are either semi-double. Most of them are semi-double, but you get a couple fully double in there. One of my favorites, and it's in a couple different plants in here, and this one isn't my favorite plant. I'll show it to you in a minute. But I love when they have these lacerated edges, which is like when it looks like someone took a pinking shear to the edge of the flower petals. I love that. Next up in this row is golden hour. A lot of them are mostly semi-doubles. I'm not having a whole lot of full doubles yet, but the color on these are so pretty. It's in like the softest shades of peach and yellow, buttercream, a little bit of pink. I just walked through a giant spider web. That's the price you pay when you're the first one out in the morning, is that you've got to break all the nighttime webs. But isn't this beautiful? That's like the cutest little sunshine flower. And these are semi-doubles. So when the center isn't all the way filled up, but there's 3 or 4 rows of petals on there. I love this color too. It's like sherbet almost. It's so pretty. It's more pink along the edges and golden in the center, and it's so pretty. Here's more of a pinky. These colors, the reason why they're so special is because you just don't see a whole lot of zinnias this color. Zinnias are usually neon colored or white. There's not a whole lot of the soft, feminine, cottagey colors, and she figured it out, and now we all get to have a little piece of heaven here. I'm gonna save so many seeds. I've got to try to figure out if I can isolate a few blooms. I'm gonna try that. I always say that and then I run out of time because everything takes so much longer than you think. But I'm gonna try to isolate a few so that I can maybe get some few that are true to type. But honestly, if all these mix together, I'm perfectly happy with it. I don't need to have every single one separate. It would be cool, but I'm just not that organized of a person, I don't think, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, the last one in this row is Little Flower Girl. They're cute. They're mostly singles. The older your flower gets, the taller the cone you can see here. So there's that. But is it my favorite? No. Is it okay? Yes. If I had to pick one to kick out, it would be this one. Sorry. I've got to hurry before the light changes because It's magical right now, and I want to catch all the magic. The next one I'm so surprised by, because if I was just going off the pictures from the website, I was not drawn to these at all. I am not a cactus form zinnia girl. In the regular colors, at least, I just think that they look old, and not in a good way, not like a vintage fun way, but like a ratty old way. But I love these. I'm so surprised about how much I love these. This whole series is my favorite out of everything that I planted, and it's the Dawn Creek series. This first color is blush, and look at this. I mean, it's a fully double cactus. But look how cool that is. The petals get swirly in the middle. You know I love a swirl. It's so pretty. This one's a lot less, but the petals, like you can tell the petals in these are just so thin. So much thinner than a regular one. Here's another. I mean, how cool is that? Not all of them are cactus. This one's a little more normal, but you can tell that the petals are still a little different than a regular zinnia. Now you can tell, here's one random one. See how this does not go? And the whole plant is like that, obviously. But I don't hate this color. I think it's pretty. It's like a golden, very golden kind of orange color, but it's got pink towards the center. I think it's cute. I will use every single stem of that in my bouquets. Okay, here's probably my favorite zinnia. I know I keep saying that. Oh my gosh, there's so many spiders in their webs. Go over. Sorry, Mr. Spider. I don't want you on me. This one is, what is it? Dawn Creek Peach, which is my favorite color palette. Are they all peach? No. There's some creamy white ones. There's some pink and there's some peach. And look at this. Would you just look at it? Look at this. How magical is this? Look at the curls in these petals. We're twins. It is so pretty. Might be my favorite flower of the day, but I know it's not because I'm about to show you my favorite flower of the day. It's not this one either, but isn't this pretty? Look at these. I love them. I wish I could just preserve it just like this. But you can see some variation. Here's a semi-double. Here's a semi-double, almost single. It's just got a couple rows of petals. Still beautiful. Curly. Twirly. This one has like a stain on the petal. As the flowers age, they get this pink spotting on the edges, and it looks like polka dots, and it's so cool. I love that. Oh, here's a better one. Like could be some kind of bug damage, but I'll take it because isn't that cool? It's like polka dots. Actually, it might just be this plant because I'm seeing a lot that are polka dotty. That's cool. And this one's more of like a crazy cactus. They're all curled up. That's so cool. We're moving from Dawn Creek Peach to Dawn Creek Honey, and there's not a whole lot of difference over here. We're still rocking the pink and blush. And, ooh, we got a cactus and lacerated petals. Look how pretty. Ooh, this one's funky and cool. would have never picked these, but seeing them in person, they're so fun. And I would have never been gravitated towards these, but look at these curls on the petals in the center. Last but not least is Dawn Creek Pastels. Once again, pretty similar to the other ones. If I was doing it by the naked eye, I wouldn't be able to tell any of these. I mean, I'm sure the breeders can because they know their stuff. But if I'm just looking, this would make just a beautiful mix. They're all very similar in types, but they've got to have slightly different colors or they wouldn't be here. But all of that to say, my favorite zinnia I've ever grown, I mean, it's the plant. The plant produces, I can't even describe it. I don't know why I'm so enamored, but I love, if I just had a whole field, I don't even care if it's the same color, of all of these. Let me show you. I don't even think you're ready for this. Look at this beauty. It's the softest, like creamy, kind of golden color. It's got lacerated petals in a fully fluffy center. I wish I brought my camera out here, and I'm gonna come back and take a picture of it. But the plant, this one's laying on the ground. Isn't that beautiful? This in particular, I am definitely, if I only isolate one of these zinnias, it's going to be this one. Are you kidding? I'm fangirling over this zinnia because it's so magical. So magical. So what I would do if I was going to isolate it is I would find a bud like this. You have to trace it all the way back to the bottom of the plant to make sure you're getting the right form that you want. So I would put one of those little organza bags over the top of this flower. When it opened and exposed its pollen center, I would take one of its sisters like this. Ideally, you would bag two. Okay, so you would bag two, this one and then the next one that comes up, so that you know no other bee or bug or fly or spider or anything crawled from this regular basic flower to this one, so that you can contain the pollen of just the plant that you want to save. And then you get your little paintbrush and you just cross pollen, and you hope you'll do this every day for maybe a week, like as long as the pollen's exposed, and then you put the bag back over so that nothing else touches it. Because if it goes to this, which it's going to love because look at all the pollen exposed on that, and crosses with this magical, there's not as big of a chance that your babies are going to look like this. There's bigger of a chance that they're going to look like that, and we don't want that, do we? So I will, if I end up doing it, I'll film it and show you. I've done it to tomatoes and peppers before, never flowers, but I'm definitely doing that with this one. So this video is probably short and sweet. I won't know until I go to edit, but I don't feel like I've talked that much for it to be that long. But honestly, we never know. When I get excited about something, my mouth tends to run. But I just wanted to come out here and document this before I hack it down, because today is harvest day for the market and all of these flowers are about to go bye-bye. Everybody thinks that a flower farm is just going to be so beautiful. And while it is, a lot of the times, if you're like me, it's half weeds. But if you stay on top of it, you won't have as many. But you're cutting as many stems as you possibly can. So there's not really a whole lot of flowers on a flower farm. Oh, I found another kind of puffy one. It's got the center fluff, but it's nothing like the other one. So sorry, you're not my favorite. Trying not to get sidetracked, but wait, before I go, look at my Sunflower Steve zinnia. I'm stuck on zinnias. This is a sunflower, obviously. But look how magical. Okay, we got that one. We got this fiery one. The older it gets, the more that these center petals turn into fluff. My personal favorite. Look at this big bird. It's almost half and half. This side's way more yellow. That side has flecks of maroon. Isn't that beautiful? Here's a really dark one that I hope fills out a little more, but even if not, look. I'm gonna be saving the seeds on these bad boys. Here's a single, and I know I should just be chopping these heads off, but it feels so wrong. I can never be a plant breeder. I can't be harsh enough. This one was a single, it's old now. This one's a semi-double with a little fluff. Ooh, this one's better. Isn't that beautiful? And one more single. Ooh, I found another fluffy big bird one. These are my favorite. But they're not even half have bloomed yet. So I'm pretty excited. These are pretty good. I'm so glad that I bought them. Plus, I just love supporting, for one, small people. Not that either of these people are small anymore, but we all start somewhere, don't we? I say we like I'm in that category. I'm definitely not. Don't get me wrong. But I just like supporting passionate people. I love seeing other people's passion. Passion is contagious. So show more. I'm sure it's well past milking time. I have no way of telling the time. I left my phone at the house. But I can tell by the sun, and it's warming up now, that I gotta go. I can't trollop amongst the flowers anymore because gotta milk. But thank you guys for walking amongst the flowers with me today. That was my Floret tour. Until next time.